Hello, my friends. This is Brent. I coach people to become productive and self-actualized. Today, we're here to talk about self-trust. And here are 5 aspects of self-trust that I don't believe you've considered yet. Let's dive in. Number 1, self-trust creates silence. Now, I don't know if silence for you sounds appealing, but we're talking about mental silence. So instead of the yammering, going on, critiquing, criticizing, angry aspect of our mind that's constantly barking at us, we have silence. Now, why would this be? Because when you trust yourself, all of you is pointed in one direction. There's just the action to take and you taking it, and there's nothing to think about. There's nothing to doubt. There's nothing to second guess yourself about. So you're left with silence. This is an aspect of self-trust. Number 2, self-trust dissolves procrastination. After all, why do we procrastinate? We procrastinate because we don't want to do the task. And why don't we want to do the task? Well, because there is some sort of risk involved. We don't want to get it wrong. We don't want to waste our time. We don't want to embarrass ourselves. Maybe we don't know precisely how to do it. We don't trust that we know what we're doing. There's all sorts of reasons that create friction in the process of doing something that make us want to procrastinate. But when you trust yourself and you look at the task, say baking a cake, you say, okay, I can do this. I can find the recipe, I can do it. This is going to go great. I know what I'm doing. And then there's just, again, a congruence. So instead of procrastinating, there is permission to just simply do something. So you're not encountering friction when it comes time to do different tasks. Number 3, self-trust is a movement into your subconscious mind. This is a very interesting aspect of self-trust as I've been practicing it over the last couple days a little bit more intensely, is that when you trust yourself, then what it means is that you can come into a day or come into a situation with an assumption. You are assuming that you know what to do. And that assumption means that you just engage with the moment in such a way where it's no longer a puzzle where you're like, what am I supposed to do? You're actually in it. You're a part of it. You're not separate from the moment. You're not separate from life. You're not separate from the situation. You're just an aspect of the situation. And this creates sort of a dreamy kind of subconscious liminal kind of quality where you can move through life the way you'd move through a dream because there's less hesitation and there's an intimate sort of communication with the actual moment. And so it's a movement in the world on one hand, but also a movement into your subconscious mind. Number 4, self-trust is the most charitable interpretation. It's the most charitable interpretation. So my claim about self-trust is that if there were a team of people who are watching your life from your perspective, from behind the curtain, and have the greatest context, aka they've been there from the very beginning, then they wouldn't accuse you of the things you accuse yourself of. They wouldn't see you as lazy or as underperforming or incapable or bad or lacking in some way. They would have a complete context on all of the obstacles that you encounter in your life, as well as the internal obstacles, the difficulties that you've been through, the pain that you carry, the trauma. There would be, in other words, a complete understanding of your situation and why it is the way it is, including everything that's good and everything that's difficult about it. So when you trust yourself, there's an aspect of this trust where you are willing to give to yourself the most charitable interpretation of yourself. So for example, if you're at a certain age and you think, oh man, I should be somewhere, I should be at a different stage in my life should be different when I'm at this age, then the charitable interpretation is, well, you know, this is all the stuff you've had to deal with. In fact, it's amazing that you've come as far as you have considering everything you've gone through. It's charitable. In our culture, we are generally taught not to view ourselves in a favorable kind of charitable light because we don't want to go easy on ourselves. We don't want to make excuses for ourselves. But when you are willing to see yourself this way and position yourself in a narrative that makes you look good, it positions you in your power, and it makes it easier to trust yourself, and that trust makes it easier for you to operate powerfully in the world. And the fifth and final aspect of self-trust is that there is permission to live. So what I enjoy about self-trust is that in a lack of self-trust, there is self-doubt, right? The opposite of trust is doubt. And when you're in doubt, it's like you don't really feel like you're ready or comfortable to really dive in, to really get into the moment, to really jump in and do the stuff that you're here to do in this moment. But when you trust, there's permission to really live. There's permission to be risky, to take risks, even if it's only risking, say, embarrassment, and to act as if you really know that you're going to die, right? When death is somewhere in the background as an inevitability that's going to come at one point, then it brings into your now moment the question of how would I act if I knew I were going to die? And then that awareness of death gives you the clarity that you need to take an action, to take a real action, to do the thing that the moment is requiring of you, even if it makes you feel a little nervous. So self-trust enables you to really have permission to live. So those are the 5 aspects. So we'll just go through them one more time. Self-trust creates silence. Self-trust dissolves procrastination. Self-trust is a movement into your subconscious mind. Self-trust is the most charitable interpretation. And self-trust is permission to really live. And so that's it. If you're interested in the one-on-one work that I offer so that we can activate self-trust in your life, check out the links below. And that's it. Thanks for watching.